All right, this video is about Everything Was Free, a screenplay I wrote maybe 2 years ago. It's a psychological horror film set in Greenwich Village in the late 1960s. And if I had to compare it to something, I guess Rosemary's Baby, something like that. Jacob's Ladder. It's more about psychological stuff than actual, like, well, there is a demon element and witches and stuff like that, but it's more psychological, and it pertains to like the entertainment industry, kind of. Basically, a young musician from the South, American South, moves to New York, Greenwich Village, to pursue a career in music. And the story goes from there. She meets a folk band, um, kind of forms a relationship with the singer, and eventually she becomes the new sensation. But she's a sweet, innocent Southern belle. And by Act Two of the script, she meets a agent named Candace, who, I don't know if I should really ruin anything, so I'm not going to really say anything in detail. But Candace is very driven to make money off artists, I'll say that, and maybe a bit of a bloodsucker type. And their relationship kind of grows, and she becomes her next pet project, and it goes from there. The title of the script, Everything Is Free, is from the Gillian Welch song, Everything Is Free, which does kind of relate to the themes of, how the music business or entertainment business can kind of corrupt a young, innocent person sometimes. But it's not really just about that. It's just about, it can be any industry, really, any job, any career path. And by the third act, Shannon is pretty famous. She's the Southern Belle singer. She's kind of beginning a following. She goes on a tour, and she comes back to New York, and that's kind of where the horror really happens. And I don't want to ruin this one by saying too much, because if anyone ever watches this and reads the script, I don't want to ruin the story for people. But if you ever saw Jacob's Ladder, if you ever saw Rosemary's Baby and movies like that, it's along those lines with, some witchcraft stuff and some demonic stuff, and not completely. I don't think it's a gory movie, but maybe there's a little bit of that. So I'll keep this one really short so I don't ruin anything. I'll say something that ruins something. And there's not much cursing in it. I don't think so. I think I stayed away from using cursing. And there's some violence, maybe a little bit of sexuality. But, anything can change. Just, if you really get offended by stuff like that, maybe you don't want to read this script. But yeah, it's a psychological horror with some dark moments, mental health stuff. So if you don't like stuff like that, you probably shouldn't read it. It's pretty tame, in my opinion, when you compare it to other horror movies that I've seen, psychological horror, stuff like that. That's it. I just wanted to get just a brief explanation. Maybe it would encourage more people to read the script if it's interesting to you.